wanted to talk about a topic that you might not know so much about, but I'm very familiar with, and that is selling online. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the different platforms and what it's like to be a seller on those platforms, and what it's like to have the types of products that we sell be listed on those different platforms. So let's get started. I'm going to begin my little spiel with probably the biggest one, which is Amazon. So with Amazon, right, this is the problem. This is how I feel about Amazon, and you might not share my opinion, or you might share it depending on what kind of experiences you've had with Amazon. But basically, I feel as though Amazon is like a cartel, like a mafia cartel, and I also feel like they are a small business stifler or killer because they have too many restrictions. The types of products that we sell is leeches, live leeches, and also enema products, which is sort of like a hygiene item. It's not a medical item, but the leeches could be construed as a medical product. And also they could be construed as a pet, or a pet product, or a live bait product. So you could put it into several categories, the leeches. So they could be a live bait, they could be a pet, like a household pet that you raise and keep, or they could be a medical product that you put on your skin and it sucks your blood and you gain medical benefits from it. So as many times as I've tried listing leeches on Amazon, they've been pulled, they've been restricted, they've been suspended, they've been deleted, and they have been removed, of course. Like, what did you expect from Amazon? And with regards to the hygiene products, Enemas, pretty much the same thing has happened, because they will require you to submit different types of documents, which we don't have, or we don't want to get, because it's just a simple hygiene product, right? You would go to the pharmacy, you would buy it, you would use it, you don't swallow it, you don't ingest it, so therefore why would you need to lab test everything? Why do you need to certify it? You know, it's just not necessary. But as many times as I've tried listing enemas on Amazon, they have been removed. So pretty much Amazon is out of the question for me. I've sold many enemas in the past under like the guise of non-branded product or non UPC code matched product. So if you match the UPC code with something else, with an existing product on Amazon, they will definitely catch that and they will remove it. But if you sort of like try and slip through the cracks with a non-branded, non-UPC match product, then you may be able to get away with it for a little while, and then they'll eventually catch up with you and they'll remove you. So I feel like Amazon is best suited for people who are like big time companies with lots of inventory, with lots of certificates like European quality health certificate, you know, things like that. Not for small time sellers like myself who just want to sell a few items and call it a day. It's just not for us. So anyone who is thinking about getting on Amazon, I would strongly discourage you if you're a small business, like a mom and pop run from home type shop. The next platform I'm going to talk about is the complete opposite of Amazon, and that is Shopify. So Shopify is where you have your own shop, your own store, your own website. That is pretty much the best of the best, because you can then structure it any way you like. You can list any product you enjoy, any product you have for sale, and you pretty much, there's very, very few restrictions. I think the only restrictions on Shopify are medicinal, like medicines, not pet anti-parasite medicine, but like for human consumption. So that's fine, because I don't sell that kind of thing. Leeches are okay. Not only are they okay, but Shopify will also let me get credit, so I can withdraw, get a virtual credit card. I can also get like a credit line on Shopify, and it's a Canadian company, so it's not under the US restrictions. It is not under the European Union restrictions. It's not under any kind of union restriction. So I really love that. The only thing that I don't like about Shopify is there's not that much that I don't like about it. I have so many stores on Shopify right now. I even have stores that I'm paying for that are not selling anything, but I'm keeping them in case I do want to sell something on them. So I think I have 5 or 6 right now. And one of them is Leeches.com. And there's some Bulgarian Shopify sites that we also have. And just recently, Shopify has approved the implementation of Bulgarian currency, which is very good, because up until now we had to sell in euros, and now we can sell in Bulgarian leva. So that's excellent. So I have sites that sell in leva and sites that sell in dollars and some in euro. So with Shopify, they do restrict you a little bit. Like, you can't get a Shopify balance account, which is essentially like a bank account. So it's like a virtual bank account. You also can't get a line of credit if you have like medicinal items. They just won't approve you for Shopify payments. But they do offer you a list of other payment processors, which you can use if you are a Shopify merchant. So if all of this sounds like a mumbo jumbo gibberish Chinese to you, I'm so sorry. I'm just a seasoned Shopify seller, which is why I understand these things. And I also used to work for iBill, which was a payment processor in the United States. So that's how I got wind of all of this jargon. But basically, it's just easy. Everything is very easy on Shopify. I feel like these Canadians are very forward, like they've always been, like Australians and Canadians are very fashion forward on the internet. They've always had the newest and best technology to offer to the masses to use, which is why other platforms are falling by the wayside, because Shopify is really taking over. So the one thing I don't like about Shopify is they don't have like a centralized hub for selling, sort of like a centralized shop that combines all of the products from all the shops. I feel like that's what's needed, that's what's missing, that's the missing link or the missing piece in the Shopify conglomerate that will make it like over the top, best of the best, better than anybody else. So Shopify, think about getting a centralized platform to list all the products from all the shops like ever in the world. So let's move on to another platform. Enough said about Shopify. Do you like Shopify, Jelio?
Yes, I do.
You enjoy it?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Jelio also has a couple of stores on Shopify, and they are Bulgarian, and they're doing well. They're doing pretty well for a Bulgarian site. So the third platform I'm going to discuss is eBay. I feel like that's the most popular one after, Amazon and Shopify. I think eBay has been around since beginning of the ages. I've been on eBay since 1999, so that's like older than that's like more time than some of the people watching, I believe. How old is your sister?
23.
She was born in 2001?
No, in 2000.
In 2000.
So 24.
So I've been on eBay for I've been on eBay since 1999. So how many years is that?
1999. This is 1 year before she was born.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
In
like
600 meters, turn left.
yeah. So that's like a lifetime that I've been on eBay. But eBay did suspend my account back in 2017. The reason was because eBay did not feel like I should be selling leeches, and that's the most prominent product that I have and that I sell.
Turn left.
And eBay, even though I have 1,450 points on eBay and they're all 100% positive, and I have an excellent track record of
Continue
being
for 28 kilometers.
an amazing seller on eBay. Okay, I used to sell compost bins back when I was living in the States. I used to sell handmade items. I used to sell so many things on eBay. eBay was my stomping ground. Like, I was living on eBay. I'll tell you a little story about what I sold on eBay, okay? So back in those days when I lived in the States, I found this product called a compost bin, and I bought it. I think it was from a Canadian company, and it was called the Earth Machine. And I don't know where I bought it from, but I thought it was good, so I thought I would call up. I think I relisted it on eBay and I sold it to someone. So I found that there was like a missing, what do they call it? A gap in the market, okay? Like a missing product in terms of they didn't sell very many compost bins on eBay. So I thought I would be the one doing it. I called up the Canadian company in Canada, and I found them, right? I found who they were. I found out they were manufacturing the Earth Machine, and I called them and I said, can I buy like a truckload of Earth Machines and have them shipped to America? They said, sure, you can. That's what we do all the time. So I was like, great, excellent. Here's my credit card. I paid for it. They loaded up, I think it was 600 Earth Machine compost bins. Now, keep in mind, compost bins, the Earth Machine is really big. It's like the size of like half of my body height. Okay, so from here to here, that's how tall the Earth Machine is. Or from the ground up to my waist height. So with these large bins, you can kind of figure out that it takes a lot of space, and it also takes a lot of space in shipping. So I'm gonna give you a hack about that too. I don't know if it's still valid in the States because I don't live there anymore. I'm in Europe. But pretty much, hopefully you can use these tips. So when the truck finally arrived from Canada full of earth machines, the truck driver realized that he's actually going to be delivering to a residential location, not a warehouse location. So he was kind of puzzled, like he didn't expect that. That was way, way, way before the internet era of selling things online and working from home and shipping from home. That was like light years before that. And nobody was getting these huge deliveries at home. And I just was like in this tiny little Florida house, and this big old semi truck shows up at my driveway, and it can barely make the turn to get into my street, my narrow street. They couldn't even, I don't even think that they could make the turn. So I think he was barely able to make the turn. We unloaded those things. He stopped in front of the house. We unloaded those bins. We barely fit them into our garage. Okay. Then what I did was I bought the name theearthmachine.com website name. I created a website because that company did not have a website. They also didn't have a page for their product anywhere. So I sort of like did the job for them. I sort of represented them without them knowing, and without them giving me the permission to represent them. But because I saw a gap in the market, I saw that this was missing, I just did it. And I did it because I know that people making purchases online will be a lot more inclined to buy this compost bin when they see that there's a website, when they see that it's selling on eBay, because selling the bin on eBay, it's sort of questionable as well, right? You know, like you're a big company, you're selling your product on eBay. What are you doing selling your product on eBay? That's questionable, right? That's why I made the website, because I just wanted to make it more official. And on the website it said, we sell our products on eBay. So click here. And that's what would take them to the listing. So it was sort of like an endless loop. So that's how I sold, I think it was 3 truckloads full of compost bins. Now, the trick with the post office shipping, because the box was unusually large, and it was like oversized and overweight, they wouldn't accept it at the post office at the rate that we wanted to ship it at. And we wanted to ship it at the rate of like, I think it was like $20, but they were asking for like $50, and of course that was not feasible. So what we did was sort of like a little trick. We would buy the $20 stamp, or not stamp, but like label. We would purchase the $20 label online or on the little kiosk machine at the post office, because in the States they have like a kiosk machine that's open 24 hours, and you can also leave your packages at the post office overnight if they have a label on them, just so they can pick them up in the morning. Well, once they accept the package, okay, they don't have they're not able to return the package. They can only ship the package to its destination. So that's the loophole we found in shipping those things for $20, is you create the label, you stick it on the box regardless of its size, and the box will get shipped to its destination. Now, on very rare occasions, people will get charged for the extra shipping, but it never got returned back to us. Everyone just accepted it, and everyone was happy with it. I also sold peripheral products on eBay for the earth machine, which was like an earth machine, like a compost bin turner, like you would turn the compost. Like, to me, after a while, I realized the whole thing was a hoax. Okay, the whole compost bin thing was an absolute hoax. You cannot make compost at home. You just can't. Like, let's just not lie to each other. You cannot. The best way to acquire compost is to go and purchase manure from like a farm, or like a cattle factory, or some kind of place where they raise cattle. And that's your best bet if you want to have good manure or good compost in your garden. Like, you can't make that type of compost in your backyard from your kitchen scraps. You just can't. No matter how much scraps you put in that thing, it's gonna take like a lifetime for it to get processed and turned into something useful. And the way they picture it is, you put the kitchen scraps on top, and the food or the ready compost comes out at the bottom. It's an illusion. Okay, it's an illusion that's not real. It's unreal. It does not work. Okay, so that's, just remember it from me that I said it here. But I just capitalize on that illusion, on that romantic imagination people had about manufacturing, producing their own food at home, producing their own compost at home, you know, and I capitalized on that, and I sold 3 truckloads full of the Earth Machine compost bin. So with the last delivery, the truck driver said to me, it was a different truck driver each time, and the last truck driver just couldn't make the turns. He couldn't even go into the neighborhood. He said, I am forbidden from being able to come into this neighborhood because it's residential and I'm a big semi truck, you know. And he's like, you're just making me do like illegal driving and turns into this neighborhood. And we just realized it's just not for that kind of delivery. Is not for our residential setup. We need to have like a warehouse. We need to do that in the future, like if we wanted to grow. Well, we decided to move out of Florida at that point, and we decided to move to a different state, California. So that whole Earth Machine thing just stopped. I stopped selling it. But the whole experience has really remained in my mind, and I just have like a very fresh memory of it each time I think about it. And I think about selling on eBay. I think that was the most successful product I ever sold on eBay. It was the Earth Machine. So now let's continue with eBay as a platform. Now, all, you know, fine and dandy, everything is allowed. Enemas can be sold. Leeches could be sold up to a certain point when they just couldn't anymore. Or certain reps decided that my product was no longer allowed on eBay. I'm not sure exactly what happened back then, but it was 7 years ago. And my account was suspended, and I just haven't turned towards eBay since, because somebody told me once they suspend your account, there's no going back. They won't reinstate your selling privileges. You're just basically doomed. And I just accepted that fate, and I just moved on with my life, and I continued selling on Shopify. Well, a few days ago, I emailed eBay because there was because the thought came into my head that I remembered seeing someone selling live bait on eBay, and I thought, well, maybe now they allow live bait and leeches to be sold, so I'm just gonna try and sell on eBay again using my suspended account. Well, it didn't let me because it said your account was suspended. Well, contact us and we'll unsuspend, hopefully. I looked everywhere on that website, everywhere, and I couldn't find a customer service contact us link. I couldn't find a customer service number, nothing. So I just decided to email them, and I found an old email that came from them notifying me of my account suspension back in 2017. So I just responded to that old email, and I said, could you please reinstate my selling privileges, because I can see now that you have a live bait, program, that you're selling live bait now on eBay. So now I can probably, qualify with my product. Well, I get a response from a rep, and the email address that it came from was eBay UK. So apparently eBay US and eBay UK have separated. So now there are two different divisions or companies. And the eBay UK division emailed me saying, can you tell me what happened? Why was your account suspended? And I did formulate this kind of, response or storyline, that back 7 years ago they didn't allow live bait. I'm not even sure what the reason was they suspended my account, because I have an excellent track record. Like I said, I have 1,450 100% positive points. So why would they suspend my account? It couldn't have been for anything else other than the leeches. I just can't think of any other reason. And so I did tell them that back then they didn't sell live bait. Now apparently they do, but that we're a reputable company and that we're selling on their competitor Shopify, okay, for 10 years. So therefore they should allow me to reinstate my account, and since those categories are now present, I should be able to sell. Well, I didn't hear anything back from them. And then 3 days later, I get an email from eBay saying, why haven't you listed you decided to list something and then you abandoned it. Why haven't you listed your item? So I click on it, list my item, and it said, well, you haven't finished your setup yet. Click here to finish your setup. I did click, and this time it allowed me to add my payout account, to finish my setup, and it finally allowed me to list my items. So apparently that lady I emailed unsuspended my account, and I'm very happy for that, because like I said, eBay was my stomping grounds for a very long time back in the day, back when I lived in the States, and I'm happy that I will be able to use it again for selling. Hopefully they won't restrict me again. And now let's talk about Etsy, because I'm comparing all these different platforms. I want you to have a good overview of Etsy as well. So being that I'm Tsetsi and that I sell leeches, I did list a couple of leech products on Etsy back a few years ago, and those things, even though it's a handmade platform, those things did sell, and they sold really fast and they sold really well. Well, but Etsy didn't like the fact that I was listing leeches for sale on their platform, and because they're notorious for closing accounts nowadays, I'm sure my account's been closed, but back then they just removed my listings and they just said, just don't list them again. So I just pretty much haven't been back to Etsy ever since they removed my leech listings, because I figured, well, if they remove my leech listings, then they probably won't allow me to sell Enemas, and why would I even want to sell anything on Etsy if they're going to, close my account or remove my listings? I just have a bad taste in my mouth from platforms that are very quick to remove listings and are very quick to remove to close accounts. I just don't like that, and I just won't go for that. So I just pretty much distance myself away from those types of situations and platforms. And so I never returned to Etsy. I wonder if my account is still active. I will try and regain access to it. Maybe I'll email them again like I did eBay. But Etsy has been notorious lately for closing accounts, even for people that have been very loyal to them and very good sellers, like primary, like, I don't know how to say it, but like they're best sellers, they even close their accounts. So they came out with the statement saying that the AI is doing that, but I think they're still doing it. So that's why it's very imperative that you're be careful with Etsy, knowing that they might close your account. Now, there's another platform. So far we've spoken about Amazon, which is very restrictive. We spoke about Shopify, which is very liberal. We spoke about eBay, which used to be restrictive and now it's going towards the liberal. And we spoke about Etsy, which is ridiculous in closing accounts. And now we're going to speak about another platform that I've found just recently, like I think yesterday. And that platform is called Vinted. Now, I did notice on the App Store that Vinted has just as many reviews as eBay does. So that means that they've grown tremendously, and I just recently heard about them. But I'm not sure if I did list two Leech listings with Vinted, and they immediately removed them. But the language that they used to remove my listings was like, we see that you listed something that you didn't intend to sell, so we're just going to remove it, but just be sure not to list it again in the future so that we don't have to close your account, you know. So they're very gentle about it. So I might give them another chance, and I might list something else for sale with them. Maybe I'll go into selling something different just because I did like their gentleness of approach, should I say. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents on those different platforms. Let me know if there's another platform that I should review. There's also some Bulgarian platforms that we've been listing on, like for example our kitty cats. We list those on OLX in Bulgaria. In UK, there is a platform called Gumtree that you can list your ads on, that you can sell on. There is also in Bulgaria ABV, I think it was, no, Allo.bg, okay? So if you're Bulgarian, you can use OLX, you can use Allo, and there's a third one called, what was the third one? Bazar. BAZAR.bg. So hopefully my video was helpful to you guys. If you decided to start selling on any kind of platform, your product, the more platforms you sell it on, the better off you are, the more success you'll have. Some of the platforms allow you to put your website on there, so you can drive traffic to your website this way. And you know, like I said, don't limit yourself with the number of platforms that you're selling on. Be as broad as you possibly can, as they allow you to be, and you know, make the best of it. I think the internet space is changing slowly but surely, because social media is so vocal. You know, anything you do, anything you say is going to be posted online, and before you know it, it's going to snowball into a big reputation type snowball effect. So they don't want to get negative reputation for themselves. That's why they're starting to change. They're starting to listen to people. They're starting to sort of like be more people friendly other than being corporate. Like they're trying to be less corporate and more people friendly and more so that they gain more positive reputation on social media. So that's the trends that I'm seeing, because so many of these huge platforms are going down due to people's unhappiness with them. Like Amazon, I think, is going down faster than the Titanic, only because people are so unhappy with the way that this like conglomerate big mafia is running their business, pretty much. And like next thing you know, Amazon is not even going to allow you to sell clothing items because they're touching your skin, and that's dangerous. Like everything is like dangerous to them. I'm not even thinking about selling on Amazon. It's just like, because I'm a person who doesn't like restrictions. I hate restrictions. I didn't even follow restrictions during the pandemic. So how is a selling platform going to make me follow their stupid rules and restrictions? Like, the less rules and restrictions somebody offers me, the more I'm there, because I'm like a freedom-loving individual. We live out in the boonies, we live out in the country, we don't have no neighbors, we have nobody to tell us when to come, when to go, what to do. We don't pay any like homeowners association tax. We just basically love our freedom. And same applies with the online communities and platforms. The more free, the more I'm there. And TikTok's closed my account 4 times. Instagram closed my account 2 times. YouTube closed my account. Tried to close my account twice. And each time, I give them a chance. I go back once. I try to reinstate it. If it doesn't work, I open up a new account. And if it gives me a lot of benefit, I might stick around. I might, make the best out of it. I might try to close, to open multiple times if they close me multiple times. But eventually, let's just be real. Let's be honest. I am gonna give up, because I'm not made of steel. I'm just a woman, and as a woman, I wanna have freedom. I wanna have flexibility. Stop going over the potholes. Stop it. Stop it. My video became very shaky because of you. Please, mister, don't act like a new driver.
They're listening. Nobody watch you. They're only listening.
They're listening and watching. Thank you.
They will not watch.
Yes, they will watch. Tell me, are you gonna watch, or are you gonna just put up with this shaking? Stop it! Can you see the road? Watch the road. Thank you. Oh my God, look at what I have to deal with on a daily basis. All right, well, that's it for now. We love you. I need you. I miss you. I love you. Goodbye. That's my newest farewell.
That's the road to the sea.
Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know your thoughts on what I just said. Let me know if you're a seller, if you're a buyer, if you're a consumer of any kind, and what you think about those different platforms I just talked about. I'm very curious to find out your thoughts. And until next time, bye. Bye.
I'm just a cameraman and a driver.
And the driver, but